Hey everybody, welcome back to the table. I'm bringing you another Kickstarter I found the other day, and this one looks really good. So I thought I would share this. This is Nguyen Hue 72, the 1972 Easter Offensive in Vietnam. I could be pronouncing that wrong because I don't speak Vietnamese, but that's my best to my knowledge. Now, normally, I'm not a huge Vietnam gamer. I prefer World War II than going back like American Civil War, Napoleonics. But this I thought looked amazing. I wanted to share this sooner. They've only got 4 days left, so I really encourage you to check it out. I'll put a link in the description so you can go right there. But yeah, this thing looked very impressive. So it's a strategic level, oversized hex and miniatures treatment of the huge conventional contest in 1972 as the Northern Communists attempted to militarily defeat the South before the U.S. presidential election at the end of the year. And, this I think was added recently, the article about the campaign on the player's aid. So you can go there, get some stuff. New map graphics in the works. That's excellent. I think that this has probably gone through some updates since I last looked at the Kickstarter page. So that's fantastic. So this is getting a lot of support, looks like. Let me see. How are they doing so far? They not as good as I would think. They requested 19,000, but when you see what you get in this, I'm surprised they're not asking more. I wouldn't be surprised if they're taking a loss on this because there's a lot to this Kickstarter. So I would encourage you to check this one out, and if you can, definitely show them some support. How big the map is, I'm not sure, but yeah, these look really nice. From what I remember before, I didn't see much of a problem with the old map, but looks like they've gone through quite a bit of an upgrade. This is the part that when I was first flipping through, I said, whoa, yeah, miniatures. Now, what's their quality? I'm not sure. I mean, they look like something from like Axis and Allies, but I think that's pretty cool. That's what drew me instantly. I was like, oh wow, a Vietnam strategic level miniature style game. I think that's fantastic. And if anybody has their own miniatures, you can replace as needed. But if you don't have anything for Vietnam, this is really cool. So that's what I got. And my vibes instantly went to, it's like a Vietnam Axis and Allies. But I know that's a poor comparison because it's a completely different kind of game system. So that's not a good comparison. It's just my thought was cool, a high level strategic kind of game. Now, I mean, it's a completely different game. I'm just saying it was like, oh wow, that's kind of what it reminded me of a little bit. But miniatures and lots of them. So I thought that was cool. Here's some aircraft. I'm not quite sure how to scale those are because I thought those were like scout planes, should be smaller. Production version will have AC-130s, not AC-119s, which I'm not quite sure which ones are the AC-119s, probably up here. But yeah, they're different scales, like F-4 Phantoms, the B-52s. I'm thinking that might change over time. Here's something. There are a lot of Vietnam games out there these days, and after dozens of play tests, this one has become an instant favorite with the crew at Cadet. That's the company. I thought about making another video because I went and checked out their website, and they have it's a pretty nice looking website. And we are certain it will be for other gamers who get a chance to play it. Also, while the game may have plastic minis and an oversized map, don't be fooled. Nguyen Hue 72 will present wargamers of any skill level with a genuine challenge. Between the strategic depth of the design, mystery unit dynamics, supply management, and event card possibilities, even a veteran gamer will find themselves pondering ideal moves in anticipation of their next adversary. And I thought that was interesting. So even though this is playing out a specific time period and battle, it feels like there's a lot there to learn from and bring you back for more play. So awesome. On the table next to I think Victory Games Vietnam for size comparison, I guess just comparing to another game there. And I'm not reading all the paragraphs to you. Please come check out the website yourself. Come check out their Kickstarter and look through it for yourself. So these are some the old graphics of the map. So they got the new map graphics up top. Here are some of the older, playtest looking map graphics. And again, it's a huge Kickstarter page, but they have a lot of history on here about it. Game components, there's your map. Two 22 by 34 inch sections. That's a pretty good size map. And then a huge list of what's included here. Lots of extra goodies. Then game setup, placing units. So again, just gives you a pretty good idea how the game is played, which is fantastic. Units that you get: your infantry, artillery, helicopters, and tanks, and armored vehicles, and the NVA. Area units that apparently the NVA doesn't get in this particular battle or conflict, but they do get some trucks. They get trucks, deployments, reinforcements. So if you have questions about how the game works, I think you're going to get quite a bit of information here. Here's your sequence of play, how it breaks down. Someone's control combat. Pretty much here's the rule book right here on the page. Alright, no problem. That's respectable. That way, they're not hiding anything. It's all out here for you to read and check out for yourself. So that's actually very cool. There's your terrain effects chart. Sample cards that you have to play with. Probably definitely the Soviet, NVA player cards there. And a little design word. Until the last decade, there weren't many tabletop games at all covering any aspect of the Vietnam War, and the vast majority of recent titles are either magazine games or desktop published designs about single battles on a small scale. Our lead designer wanted to do a campaign game for the entire 1972 Easter Offensive that would have the same table presence of Nick Karp's Victory Games design. Book could be played to conclusion at one sitting, with mounted maps and minis like Axis and Allies. Okay, so, yep, there it is. The only existing game ever made dealing with the subject was Year of the Rat, which was a surprisingly good magazine game published the same year that the battle took place. Yes, you read that right. The game was created back in 1972. Oh, 3 things about the game were considered ideal: playtime, complexity, unit scale. So the original concept was to see how an area movement minis game could be made that matched the 3 basic strengths of the old SPI 1972 game. Sweet. Stretch goals are coming. I think they did get their first stretch goal. So when the campaign hits 20,000, rules and cards for the 1970 campaign will be unlocked. Good. Oh, for the 1975 campaign, I was like, yeah, I think you would want rules for your game. But yeah, so 1975. Oh, that's good. So they've expanded the game. You can already do a 1975 version. All right, that's cool. And unlock. I think they did unlock. I'd have to scroll back up, but I think they hit that. So you get a 19. So that's cool. Already it sounds like an impressive campaign already unlocked, and now you're going to get more, a 1975 campaign. So that's great. I also like this here. I don't know much about production and making things, but here is your component production manifest list, and it telling you everything that you're getting. What all of that means, I'm not sure, but the material, so like here, the game box goes in the material based on just for those interested. So that probably means a lot to folks. Here's your game, this is like the models, the color 3D file already completed. Well, I think that's pretty cool there. You can see they've already got their files for a lot of these ready to go. We'd have to go and look and see when this thing ships, but only 4 days left, and you can come see for yourself everything they've got in mind. Here they've got their 3D models for you to check out, which is nice of them to do. Again, they might not be in scale to one another, but that's not the point. They just represent items on the table. But there's some of your NVA, Marines, looks like, different things all right there. So like I said, it's a huge Kickstarter page. I super respect the amount of work that they put into this and that they have available to show us. So they look like they're ready to go. Strategic depth. This is an excerpt RJ NVA pinned when pondering what to do. Oh, the RJ pinned when pondering what to do with a card during a game about a year ago, while the Allies had to break for a day during an early playtest. This seemingly small decision, when weighed so comprehensively, truly. Oh, so here goes the story. I won't read the story. Come read the story about the strategic depth. Figure out how things. Oh yeah, and there's quite a bit in here. So the game has lots for you to think about. And like I said, this is huge. Heroic order of battle. Okay. And your shipping costs, US single game, $17. World will be different, of course. Shipping in today's world. And that brings us near the bottom of the Kickstarter. So to me, I mean, that is probably one of the most in-depth Kickstarter pages I've seen for a game in a very, very long time. And I think that is much appreciated. So kudos on the fantastic Kickstarter. I wish I had shared this out sooner for you. But with 4 days left, I'm hoping more people will come and visit and support this, because that is a huge game that you're going to get. Well, how much is this huge game? Well, let's find out. It says here, yeah, it'll be funded by February 1st. So please come check them out. And now we got to look in this section here. So there's Kevin Talley, 3 created. It's got, you can pledge without a reward, you know, just because you may want to buy them some coffee. That's the coffee pledge, right? Pledge $1. You can't buy coffee for $1. That's just, here's $1 for you. They got 8 people. That's polite. $79 or more. So it looks like you're getting in at $79. That's actually a really good, phenomenal price. I'll tell you, a lot of board games I get have no plastic, and they're for that or more. So this looks like a huge game with lots of plastic for that price. So that's amazing. You get your game box, the rule book, deployment reinforcement, just wow, huge. And look, the list is huge. Your soldiers, SVN, howitzers. I mean, this is a lot of plastic. That's going to be a heavy box, I bet, when it's all said and done. This is going to be shipping, it says, estimated delivery October 2022. I never comment on shipping anymore. I know when I first started following Kickstarters and bought some of my own Kickstarters or P500 orders from GMT Games and things like that, I held that to, like, you know, that's when it was coming. Now, no. Any number of things could happen. They might get back some production samples that are horrible and they have to get fixed, and that could delay it. I mean, any number of things can happen. That is super optimistic. So I hope that it makes that, because it looks like a lot of the files and stuff are done. So I'm not going to say they can't make it, but the thing is, I would say they might have everything ready to go by then, and then we have to wait on the world to decide, yes, you are allowed to ship it. COVID. Anyway, now if we do $139, you get 2 copies of the game. Wow, so you can give the perfect gift to a friend, relative, or game club. Yeah, not a bad idea, honestly. $249, you get 4 games. Yeah, so it doesn't look like you need to buy 2 games to play. I won't name some companies where their name starts with fantasy and their last name ends in games, where it feels like you need to buy 2 copies of a game sometimes to get a complete set of dice and markers and things. So this is truly, yeah, buy a copy for you and a friend, or you've got Christmas covered if you support them at the $250 package, or you're someone who resells on eBay. So we got you covered there. Well, we as in they. Anyway, I just thought I would share that out. I hope that is of interest to you, because when I first looked through that, I was like, this is great. I haven't watched the video.
Okay, a lot of people have been waiting for this one. This is Nguyen Hue 72.
Hey, I was close. Nguyen Hue. Still said wrong. Nguyen Hue.
A lot of people don't know this, but the Easter Offensive, except...
You can't hear the video, so I'll let you come and watch the video. I don't even know why I haven't watched the video yet, but I'll watch the video, But yeah, check this out. I'll put a link in the description. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you see. Show them some love, little support. Leave some comments for them. Let them know that they're doing a good job, because that is an amazing looking game. And if you have a Kickstarter in mind that you would like me to check out, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you later. Have a good night.